You're probably familiar with the feeling. The feeling where exactly you feel a little bit brain dead, basically, right? In your just day to day life. Whether you're having a conversation or you're trying to just focus on watching a video, reading a book, learning some information from an article or wherever, your brain starts to just fly away from you. It flies away from you, and then you ask yourself, what did I just read? And then you have to read it again. What did I just read? You have to read it again like 10, 15 times. And when you're having a conversation with someone, you zone out and you forget what they're saying. You don't even pay attention to what they're saying. You're only staying there because really there isn't really that much else to do. And you want to know why this is? It's because your brain, after all of what's been happening, all the dopamine rushes, all the junk food and everything that's just being thrown at you, it messes up your attention span to the point where you can't even hold eye contact with someone and just have a genuine conversation. Literally, I'm not even joking with you. If you were to test this and you would just try to have one, not three, not four, not a million, literally just one genuine conversation with someone, you can't. You literally look into their eyes and you have your rounded shoulders and you're not even paying attention to them. You're only staying there because you know it'd be rude to just walk away and say, fuck you or some shit. But seriously, the only reason your brain has developed like this is because the amount of dopamine that you're giving yourself, the amount of instant gratification you give yourself, to the point where anything that's not gratifying in the way that all the other activities were, all you're gonna do is just gonna be like, oh, this is boring as hell. Why am I even watching this video? Why am I even reading this article? It's not even fun. Why am I even reading some dictionary, a thesaurus, or a book? This is boring. Why am I even trying to talk to this guy? He's annoying, he's bothersome, he's rude. Why am I even trying to talk to this guy? He's uninteresting. Boring, unfunny. Yeah, he gives good advice, but he's too serious and all this. Do you see how your mind starts talking to you? Literally. Close your eyes for a second, okay? And picture you're talking to somebody. And it's just supposed to be a genuine conversation. You say hey, they say hey, and you just start talking, whatever it is. But it's supposed to be genuine. And they're trying to help you. They're trying to help you. But all you want to do is just zone out and you're not even paying attention to them. You're going, Now open your eyes. Your brain literally just zones out and disappears. All you're going is, yeah, so, totally. What kind of genuine connection, bond is there when all you're doing is, oh, yeah. You brain-dead monkey, bro. Like, seriously, have you not looked at the state of your brain recently? When you're trying to talk to someone, listen to something, read a book, whatever it is. If all you want to do is just zone out and be, yeah, yeah, totally. How do you expect to learn anything? How do you expect to learn anything, absorb any information, and actually understand anything if all you're gonna do is yeah, say And plus that just makes the other person more disinterested in trying to talk to you and even help you at this point, right? They might not even want to help you at this point because all you're doing is yeah, totally, oh sure, whatever, bro. How do you expect them to keep helping you and talking to you and giving you advice if all you're doing is, ha? This is exact reflection of all of your actions. All of your past actions are being reflected now. Maybe to yourself or to everybody. it's being reflected exactly because all you're doing is just being AFK, being brain dead, being brain rot from the amount of instant gratification consumption. And it's destroying you completely. And how do I know this? Because I've been through something similar myself. Whether it be just some guy trying to help me on my math, because I used to go to a tutor. They would sit me down. They would try to help me with my homework. I'd be like, so how do you do this? 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 Like every single time they would try to answer me. And they'd give, oh yeah, so for this equation, you have to do this and 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 this. So what do you do from there? And I'd be like, so what do you do again? And I'd be like brain dead. Like I'd forget everything they would say to do, all their steps, everything they exactly step by step by step by step. Literally an idiot can understand. And I'd be, so what do you do again? I don't understand. What? And I'd literally just completely lose all of my brain cells. All of my brain cells would literally just be gone from existence. My brain cells were non-existent at that time. Just, so what do you do again? I don't understand. They'd be like, oh, so what do you understand? I'm like, everything. So then they explain it again in even more simple matter. I'm like, so what do you do again? And I'd be literally just repetitive with the, what do you do again? What do you do again? What do you do again? Because I didn't literally just care about just genuine authenticity. All I did was just, so what do you do again? So what do you do again? So what do you do? My brain was literally fried, brain rot. How was I supposed to absorb any sort of knowledge? Okay, so this is what you do for this. This is how you solve this. If all I was doing was, so what do you do again? So what do you do again? So what do you do again? So what do you do? Do you understand how much knowledge you lose if you just keep repeating that? So what do you do again? So what do you do again? So what do you... Bro, you need to understand how much all this instant gratification, all this stuff making you AFK affects you. You can't learn anything. You can't listen to anything. You can't hold a genuine conversation. You can't connect. You can't bond. You can't do any of this because of your stupid actions. But fret not. Fret not. Because there is still something you can do. I'm not gonna lie with you. I'm not gonna bullshit you. There is actually things you can do. And there's many different ways, but I'm only gonna give you a couple because I want you to understand this with your idiot brain. Okay. So basically, the first way, which would be what I call the focus method. Now, it sounds stupid and simple because it's supposed to be stupid and simple. Now, what you want to do is basically just get rid of all your distractions, okay? Whatever your distraction is. If your distraction is inherently some like music playing in the background while you're trying to do some homework, whatever it is, get rid of it. And from there, do not have any other thought. Literally, I know this sounds simple because your brain's probably just empty right now because it's brain dead, but make sure your brain is like empty. You're not thinking about anything. You're not even thinking about your brain or anything. Anyway. And from there, you can start thinking again after like a minute or two after you feel like you just zoned out a bit. And then from there, you get what you need to do and get done immediately. Don't wait, just do it immediately. And then if you ever feel like tired or like, oh, but what's the point? Do you want to be AFK again? Do you want to just procrastinate all you're supposed to do? No, right? So every single time you just feel like dozing off and be like, oh, wake yourself up. Wake yourself up and say no. And just focus. Now, the second method, which It's kind of debatable, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm sure it'll still work. This is essentially considered fat. Now, what do I mean by this? Do I mean by your belly fat? Hell no. Okay. You want to be consuming fat as in like butter, peanut butter, eggs. Peanut butter, it's not the healthiest option though because it's processed stuff, but you basically want to get stuff that has lots of fats. So for this sake, you could just use coconut oil, butter, ghee, eggs, some steak, meat, red meat. Just something with lots of fats within the things I just mentioned, and you want to eat them. You don't want to have too much. I mean, I guess quantity doesn't really matter that much because you're not going to be brain dead, but you want to eat them. And afterwards, you can just zoom in to get your work done, like right afterwards, right? You don't have this carb crash feeling or anything. And although you could still eat carbs and not be brain dead, with carnivore or just having some eggs, some red meat or whatever right before work and it's not carbs, you'll feel much better because of the amount of fats. People are like, oh, but protein. I mean, if you're an obsessive gym bro, fine, go ahead, whatever, bro. This is not for a gym bro. I'm not going to be lying with you, okay? So, say you're eating like eggs and whatever. From there, you just get to work. That's it. You can literally just do it on a dime. And then you don't have the carb crash feeling or anything slowing you down. You can actually focus without being brain dead. Now, the third method, which I've used myself quite a fair amount of times, which is the intermittent fasting. Now, what you want to do for this, you wake up, you don't consume anything. First thing you want to do is you want to grab a bottle of water or a cup, whatever. You want to chug a bunch of water. I'm not exaggerating here. Chug a bunch of water. And then, granted, you might have to go to the bathroom, etc., etc. Say you come out. You come out of the bathroom and then, you feel like weird or whatever. You're like, high energy is just buzzing and buzzing and buzzing. You're like, yeah. You gotta take a deep breath and just like calm down a little bit. From there, you're not gonna feel AFK. You have some energy flowing in your veins, your brain, and creativity and just cognitive function. From there, sit down for like an hour, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, whatever. Get your work done, whatever work you need to get done. Don't suck off, okay? And then from there, it's simple. And it's super easy with all the energy, focus, concentration you have, and it's not brain dead. And you could just literally just be like, afterwards you finish your work, oh yeah, bro, and you just talk with your friend and everything. Do you see how much better that is? With all three of these ways. With all three of these ways, you could actually have a genuine connection, a genuine conversation with someone that's authentic, real. And it's not a boring one either. It's actually meaningful, has a purpose. You learn something, or you have some advice, or this and this and this and this and this and this and this, back and forth. Because when you help the other person helps you in the conversation. And this is when you have a conversation with someone who's like, has good intentions. You help them, they help you. You help them, they help you. And it's rather more than just a fake conversation of just, oh yeah, totally. Oh yeah, I'll do that. I mean, what kind of like energy are you giving to the other person, right? So when you expect something in return, you got to give something in the first place in order to get any return, right? So you got to think about it, bro. And when you're having these type of brain dead symptoms, or like you're feeling AFK and stuff, and people are telling you, oh, ADHD. No, it's actually just because of all of the junk food you've been consuming, all the scrolling you've been doing, and just the, yeah. All of that stuff. That's what's been causing you the AFK feeling. Not any of this weird bullcrap, okay? I genuinely hope you're not gonna screw up, okay? So, you can book a free call, bro. Other than that, welcome to the Brotherhood.